Hello there, welcome back to another episode. So, this episode we're going to, as you can probably tell, build a bathroom. We need somewhere to do ones and twos. You know, we don't want to be running across the fields in the middle of the night. We want to have the comfort of a toilet. So, just here is where we're going to build the toilet. We've got a chair to go at the front, which will be Jake's. And then, yeah, we're going to have our bathroom here. So we're going to have a separate sink and our toilet. The toilet we've gone for is a Thelford 403, I think it is the model. This is the model that has an external tank for water. So on previous caravans we've had, etc., we've had to fill up the tank that's internal to this, and then keep an eye on that tank separate from the water tank. This one will actually work using from the main water from the main tank itself. Then obviously we've only got one place to fill up. This will also be electric, so electric flush. We've had both in the past in previous caravans. We found the electric flush a lot better. It's brand new, so yes, we're going to be using the tank internally. We were going to cut a hole in the side of the bus, but we're actually a bit scared of doing that. Plus also, if we get it wrong, it looks horrible, we can't revert it too easily. So we've decided we're going to remove the tank from the inside of the bus and take it out that way. So let's get on with building our bathroom. Okay, as you can see, we've taken the covers for the cables that run along on for the bus on the side panels above the windows. We're using these for some of the cables that we need for lighting, etc. So I've got a few cables here we've already put through. So these go round behind this rear panel. We've got the emergency section here. They go across here. We've got in this black cable is going to be our reversing camera. So we've fed that through, and it goes round. We've put the cover back on this side, but we've fed cables through for both this light and the light that's going to be eventually above the kitchen. So then once these two are going to run independently, and they're going to run on a switch to power the back so that we can have some light for in the evening. They will no longer be working off the door, but we're going to keep the front two working off the door so that at least there is some light when you open the door. So yeah, so we just need to finish tucking these back in and getting it all nice and tidy again before we get on with building the toilet. Okay, so we're at the front of the bus now. As you can see, I've put the trunking back on, and I've got a little piece that goes in here which I'm utilising for my cables to come out. So I'm going to obviously trim this bit down. I've got the bit down here. So this bit fits in there. That's going to obviously cover the ends of the cables up, but my plan is to take this crash pad off, run the cables down. We've got to remove the old CB holder bracket, because obviously we're not going to have a CB anymore, so that needs to come out. So yeah, the cables are going to run down here, and then they'll go underneath all the units and connect up where they need to connect. What I've done to get the contours of the side of the bus, just like we've done previously, I've made a template. I've used a cheaper, thinner bit of wood. Let me show you that now. So here we go, this is my wobbly little board that's been cut out to the right size, so this should, there we go, slot straight in. Obviously it's not wide enough, I've just cut that board in half. I need to make two sides, for one either end. We need a sink unit to be built in here, we need to put the ends and door, etc. So obviously I'm going to get on with building that, and you can watch me build that as it unfolds. Obviously we'll use our template. Let me just show you what I'm going to do about the windows next, because obviously I'm going to cover the windows up in the bathroom, is my plan. But rather than just covering them up and not utilising them, let me show you what I've got planned. So let's get rid of that out of the way. Obviously we're going to need as much power in the bus as we can, just try and utilise every bit of power we can. So what I've done is I've just bought a cheapy solar panel, and the idea is this is just going to go in the window behind the wood, just to, you know, I know it's not going to catch too much sun, but whatever power I can produce is better, isn't it? I can put two in there, that'll just help, you know, add a bit more power into the batteries. You know, a little bit of trickle isn't going to hurt. Well, you know, we're going to need every little bit. So right, let's get on and cut those boards. Okay, so I've got the two ends. I'm going to get on with doing the back bit now. I have pre-cut this a little bit. I've got some bits to support. Let me show you the next bit. Hang on. Right, so this piece is going to go to cover up the left-hand window. I'm going to do them in two separate pieces. I've got a support piece here for the top of my sink and a button to screw onto the end. Let's put this in place. There we go, so I've got a left-hand panel and I'm going to have a removal panel here so I can gain access to the two solar panels that are going to be behind it. So as I've just said, that's going to be the top of my sink unit on here. I've put this batten on so I can support this upright, and I'm going to do another upright for here. Which I've already cut. And also what I've done is I've drilled a hole top and bottom, so that'll be inside the cupboard down here, and then I've channeled it. So the idea is that this will be the hole that will carry the cable for my light up the top. So that's going to go in something like that. So when the front panel's on, that will cover up this groove, and I can pass the cable up. So I'm going to get on with screwing these two ends on. Okay, so I've now screwed this one to the end panel and I've got my upright in, so that's obviously a bit more sturdy. I'm going to put the other half of the window covering panel up in now. Let's try that. Obviously I've got to sort some fixings out for that. Maybe put a batten across the top. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to hold that in yet. Oh, there is a batten behind there, so I could put some screws and hold that to that batten, couldn't I? Okay, so I think what I'll do next is I think we'll go for the end panel here next, and then we can start building that unit for the sink. Okay, so that's one end panel that's going to go on the end here. I'm going to screw this on now, and then we can carry on with that bathroom. Right, so I've cut the front panel for the sink. That'll go in there quite nicely. The plan is I'm going to leave this for now because I'm not sure what I'm going to do for doors. Obviously, initial idea is to have opening doors, but obviously, as you can see, there's not a lot of room in there. What I'd like to do is maybe get a roller shutter like we did at the back. See if we can get a nice wide one, and then that'll save space. But until then, I'm going to just leave it as a plain panel, and I can cut that out later. Okay, so I've cut a bit of wood that I'm going to use as a template for the board that goes on the top for the sink. I've got to cut a hole for the sink. I've got the sink here. This is the one I'm going to be using. This is going to go on there, so I need to cut the hole. So rather than cutting it in the worktop, I'm going to cut it in this first, then use that as a template to cut into the worktop. So then I'll get the sink in. I've put a batten across the top here. This is going to support the two sides at the front. So I need to next put this side in, and then yeah, we're looking good. Let's get on with that. Okay, so I've got the end panel on here. And I've even put a nice bit along the top just to cover up that beam that's supporting it, so it's all matching wood and there's no steps. What I've got to do next, obviously we've got to cut the door, which I'll probably leave till later on. Actually, I'll probably leave it for now. Obviously I've got to cut that sink yet, but I also need to cut down the bottom ready for the tank to come out for the toilet. So, but I'll show you that next. Right, as you can see, we've got the cassette here for the toilet. So what I need to do is I've got the end panel here. It's going to go in here like this. We need to cut a hole in here so we can remove the toilet cassette. So I'm going to measure that up and cut that out now. Right, there we go. I've cut the hole for the tank, so now I can remove the tank. I've just got to refit that bit of wood I've just cut out and use that as a door. And that's the bit that came out. So that fits quite nicely in there. So I just need to hinge that and put some sort of catch on it. And then we can just open it up and get the tank out. Right, on to the next bit. Right, let me show you the lengths we're going to have to go to try and get this bus done. The varnishing task is proving to be a bit of a major task. Let me show you. So we're indoors now, so here we go. So this is the state of the kitchen. We're having to varnish in the kitchen because we have run out of space. Obviously, as we're building stuff in the bus, we can't exactly use the spacer bus because there's stuff in it. But let me also show you this. And this is the shed. All laid out with wood, painted, ready and waiting to go on. Obviously we've got spare bits in here, lean up against the wall, but yeah, we just haven't got enough space to paint it as quick as we'd like. It just doesn't dry quick enough. As I've said before, behind the wall of the toilet, rather than obviously just covering the windows straight up and having nothing behind there, I thought I'd utilise the space. I've said this before about solar panel. So what I've done is I've cut a bit of wood, glued this panel to this bit of wood. That'll fit over the window. I've painted it black so obviously it won't look as obvious. Obviously if we left the wood, it'll stand out like it did on the back of the kitchen. So we've got the solar panel now. Obviously this isn't going to produce much power, but obviously every little bit of power we can produce obviously helps to keep those batteries topped up. So I'm going to put these in now and then put the rest of the wall back in, and then we can screw all that down and get on with the next step. First solar panel. In like that. Second one. In like that. Put some masking tape on it, hold it in place. Okay, that's going to hold that in place for now. I can then put some mastic in and hold it in. Once the mastic's off, then I can take the tape off, and then that should be okay. Unfortunately, I've only got white at the moment. It's a tube I've already been using on something else, so I thought might as well just use it up. So let's use this. Okay, with holding something up so you can actually see them, they are black, so it's difficult to see on the camera because of the reflection, but hopefully the shadow from this mat's giving you the idea of the, you know, you can't really see them because they're painted black and they're not really visual from outside. Back to the front of the bus, where obviously I had the cables running through. I've removed this crash pad, put the cables through, and as you can see I've built just some wood. It's only been temporarily fitted for now, and the cables go behind here and then underneath the seat. That's all boxed in, so obviously we need to varnish this, get it all screwed in properly, but you can see what we're going to do. So all the cables are going to be hidden behind here, so they'll come off of there down. There's some already in there, but we've got others to do, but that gets that part all done for now.
Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to fix this bus and get it running. So hit that like and subscribe button. Goodbye.